Hello everyone, welcome to this evaluation of the brand new Meet Your Match update for the popular game Team Fortress 2. For those of you who have not heard of this game before, allow me to swiftly summarise the game. Team Fortress 2 is a free, online first-person shooter by Valve Corporation, in which two teams of mercenaries must battle to claim victory. The game features 9 characters to choose from. Each class has its own set of weapons and different uses in combat. These classes are separated into 3 categories. In the attack category, you have the Scout, the Pyro, and the Soldier. The defense category has the Demoman, the Heavy, and the Engineer. Finally, the support category has the Medic, the Sniper, and the Spy. All of these classes are very self-explanatory in the way they work in combat. The game has a wide variety of game modes to create a unique and interesting experience that is a perfect balance of intense and entertaining. All of the weapons are very balanced in this game, and the player can acquire items through playing the game for prolonged periods of time or via the Manco store. This game though is known for one thing and one thing only: hats, hats, and more hats. As you can see, I'm currently playing competitive mode, which is a new game mode that's been added to TF2, which allows the more advanced players to turn up the heat and participate in more serious and challenging games. This really wasn't my best gameplay. I didn't do very well in this at all, to be honest. But you know, I haven't played this game much recently, so you know. And I'm only at 400 hours, which is a lot less than most competitive players. I'm sure I'll get better eventually. I hope. But anyway, you're not allowed to leave during a game, or you will receive a temporary ban. This is obviously because if you have people leaving midway through a competitive game, it's going to completely unbalance it, and it's just going to be unfair. To be eligible to play competitive mode, the player must either have a premium TF2 account and a linked phone number, or if the player does not meet both of these requirements, or has a VAC ban on his record, then the player is forced to buy a competitive matchmaking pass, which is expensive. I believe it was £7. Don't know what that is in dollars, but it was £7 when it was released. Although I think that was an offer, because it's just been released in the promoter. Which is quite a hefty price, I'm going to be honest, just to play competitive mode. But it does stop hackers from ruining games, and it does stop noobs from just wandering onto any old competitive server and ruining the gameplay for the players that are there to face more of a challenge. This game mode is currently only available in the very popular 6v6 format, which is in the competitive world of TF2. That's sort of the big game mode that is played. And it features control points, King of the Hill, and payload maps, which I'm quite happy about. I do like them game modes, they're very good game modes, and it does fit. It fits 6v6, I'd say, quite well. The user has their stats tracked, like their damage, points, healing, support, that sort of thing, at the end of each game, and that's sort of kept on record, so you can see obviously how you're doing in the grand scheme of things. And experience points are given to players at the end of each game if they've won, or they can be subtracted if the player loses, which is why if you're not really having a good day, you don't want to be playing competitive, because you'll lose experience points that you worked quite hard to get beforehand. And once the player has enough, then as you can guess, the player levels up and gains a rank. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't quite know what these points do, but I guess we'll find out. I think it's just so you'll look a bit better at the game, and it'll probably balance it out, like better players will be put into servers with other better players. And as you can see, we won, so we get this very nice animation with us as the winners, and you see me with my unusual at the back as a soldier. And if we look, players are awarded medals. I got a gold medal for the amount of kills I got, and a silver medal for the amount of points I scored. Now let us discuss the class changes that were made in this update. To start off with, the Pyro has been transformed into the ultimate medic combo killer, as the flamethrower's direct damage reduces Medigun's healing by 25%, which is quite a considerable amount. On top of this, it also resists shieldless effects by 25%, making the Pyro even more overpowered than it already was. Although, I guess as a soldier, my opinion's slightly biased against Pyros because, I mean, come on, Pyros are anti-soldier classes, and anti-medic now, and anti-spy. So actually, Pyros, they are overpowered, especially with the Phlogistinator, am I right? Just to insult the Demo Man even more, after the Pyro would gain power over it, the Demo Man now has to have a shield equipped to gain any speed bonus listed on a boot item. Now, this isn't great for the Demo Man because if there was a Demo Man that wanted the speed boost, but also wanted to keep the sticky bomb launcher for a bit more of a ranged attack, they can't do that anymore. Which means that it's either Demo Knight or Demo Man with grenade launcher, stick bomb launcher, melee weapon. Now, in my opinion, this could be one of the most significant class changes out of all of them. The engineer now only has to pay 50 metal to construct a teleporter. This is reduced from the original 125 metal. Now, this is quite a grand change, as players will be able to get into the heart of the battlefield much more quickly, which will lower the consequence of dying, making the game much more fast-paced. Now, I'm excited to see how engineers will exploit this change, and because if players can get to the battlefield from the spawn in half the time, then it's going to speed games up, and people are going to have to think more about the choices they make, and they're going to have to really focus on preserving themselves. Look, see? Pyros are anti-soldiers. The medic has also been improved, as the medic is now able to run at the same speed as any character he is healing. This means that the medic can run as quickly as a scout when he's healing a scout, which means that medic and scout combos will now become a reality. Oh god, the horror! Now let's jump into casual mode, which is what I'm playing right now. This is basically the old public servers, but set up in a new format, which, to be honest, I don't like at all. Because it's trying to mix competitive and old pub servers, and it's not needed. Why would Valve need to do this? So, you've got the old game modes, it's just they're in a more controlled environment. Like you can see at the top how there's a countdown, we've got to try beating their time, rather than just going round after round and seeing who wins in most rounds, which I preferred. It had a more relaxed, laid-back feeling. And this also tracks your stats, like competitive, which puts you under pressure to try getting better scores, which I don't like, because this is casual. You're not meant to be worrying about how many kills you get. It's just a bit of fun. Also, you have to go through a whole matchmaking lobby type thing, like competitive, which would be okay if you could choose which game mode you want to play, because you can eliminate a certain amount of game modes from the list of game modes that there are, but you can only limit it back to 2. So you can never choose. If you just want to play, say, control points, well, you'll have to choose, like, I don't know, control points and payload, and just hope you get a control point server. And this is ridiculous. Why? We don't need this. I just prefer the old system, because there are no just relaxed Valve servers anymore. And if you wanted to look for just a relaxed, laid-back server in the old style, you'd have to go looking through community servers, which are just flooded with ×10 servers, trade servers, servers full of plugins. It's not the same experience. Now, I like what they've done with competitive, but they should try to keep competitive and casual completely separate things. I think Valve should bring casual back to what it was, and stick with the competitive theme they've got going, because I do like that. overall, I think this has actually been quite a good update, to be honest, other than this one thing. The rest of it's good. The weapon changes, they're quite good. I'll leave a link in the description for the full update log, because obviously I can't go through every single weapon because it would take too long, and I'm trying to cut this video back to 12 or 13 minutes. But go down into the comment section and tell me exactly what you think about this update, because there have been a lot of conflicting opinions. I think generally people don't like the new casual mode. And actually, these servers, it keeps trying to connect me to servers that I can't connect to. It says connection failed after 4 retries, which is stupid. I mean, there's been a lot of server errors with it. But then it's worse on competitive, because if I can't connect to that server, then I have to keep trying to reconnect even though I can't connect. Otherwise, I'll get a 6-hour ban. I think the first ban is. I don't know whether it increased afterwards. I haven't got any bans yet. I'm a good boy. But yeah, tell me what you think in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Leave us some feedback, and have a good day. Goodbye.
All in, all in, all in.